Welcome back, everyone. This is Traycon here, the gaming statistician, bringing you an all-new dungeon boss video. And today I'm going to be focusing on the campaign, and I might actually make a couple campaign videos in the near future. I'm not 100% sure. But right now I'm doing Chapter 19, and you can see that it's an end of chapter dungeon here, which they always tend to be in the 7 stamina range to attack. I am missing one here for 3 stars, so unfortunately I'm going to have to go back and do that one again. I think chapter 18 I might be missing a 3 star as well. I can't, nope, looks like chapter 18 I got. Chapter 17, let's see. Okay, I got that one done as well, so that's good. So you want to get all those 3 stars because they're a nice quest to finish for the 3 stars for finishing the chapters, and you can get Lady Nimrel tokens and gems and gold and a whole bunch of good stuff. But I've really been enjoying the campaign lately because it's gotten a little bit more challenging. Where you can see here, so Deadly Descent recommended level 53. I'm only 52. Uh, it's a bunch of 5-star heroes, even a 6-star guy here, a Shade Jockey, a Savage, Nightmare of Lightning, and Crushing Attacks. So a 6-star champion. You got this, Screaming Webcap, which can probably add value to other heroes. These little guys do a lot of damage, and then a 3-star Phenolthoxine of some type, Grape Wobbler, which is similar to Phenolthoxine, but he can disease you, he can taunt. And the fun thing about this is that the challenges have gotten quite a bit more difficult in the campaign, which I think is one of the most fun parts of the game. I really enjoy the events. I like when there are the easy, medium, and hard dungeons in the events. I hope they keep doing more and more of those because I really like trying to 3-star the difficult parts of the event dungeons. Like in the last one, the Ancient Ice dungeon, it took me a little while, but once I finally 3-starred it, I was, pretty happy about it. So let's go in here. I don't know 100% sure what team I want to use. It's a bunch of purple guys, so I don't really have any good light guys. So I think I'm just going to go with my usual, kind of one of my strongest team. These are some of my strongest heroes I have. Some 4 stars, a 5-star. Uh, Stone Fist is really good for debuffing the other team. You got Tsume is really good for doing a bunch of attacks if it gets hit once or twice, and then Chief Nub is a good way of keeping the team alive. So I'm gonna actually get rid of one of these health potions and bring a revive potion instead. 3 stars would be nice, but I'll just be happy with 2 or 1. I just want to beat the dungeon right now. I can come back at another time and try for 3 stars. So you can see my total hero power is 9600, level 52. Gonna come in here. Let's see how long this dungeon is. So we enter the dungeon and see how many rooms there are. So there are, okay, this is good. So not a lot of rooms, so that's nice. Only 3 rooms and then the boss fight. So that helps. I was thinking sometimes these are like 5, 6 rooms. All right, so we got a bunch of Phenolthoxines. They're only 3 stars, so we are not going to use a Friends hero, and we're just going to go ahead and try to move through this pretty regularly. So you can see I'm not going to even use Tsume's ability here. I'm just going to try to get my hero's abilities to now start moving down. I'm not going to use Stone Fist ability. All right, so we got Taunt over there. So these guys just don't do a ton of damage, so we can use this room as a good way of getting our hero's abilities will come down in I can't remember what that's called, but energy. So energy. So each energy. So they'll come down in energy and be usable more soon. So unfortunately, you can see Tsume got diseased here, which kind of stinks. But sometimes when you hit these guys with melee characters, they will get diseased. Stone Fist, I'm pretty sure, is immune to pretty much everything, so you don't have to worry about that too much. And then 1 or 2 more hits, and we'll be able to move on to the next room. So first room, piece of cake. And actually, I got a little bit of movement towards finishing a quest there. Let's see what the second room looks like. Wow, still pretty easy. So far, this is pretty good. So I'm definitely not going to use uh, friend. I think Willow's pretty strong. I think she can take this guy at one hit. Oh, just missed it. So let's just go ahead and not use any abilities, though. Let's still kind of keep our abilities for the more difficult areas. Maybe before the end of this level, if we get around to Chief Nub Nub again. So I was going to potentially use Chief Nub Nub's ability, but the nice thing about Chief Nub Nub is, if you don't know, if he does damage and he crits someone, then it'll heal the entire team anyways. So sometimes without even using his ability, you can get heals out of him. And I'm not gonna use his ability. I don't think any of my heroes are low enough to make any sense of that. Looks like one or two more hits, and we should get rid of this guy. And moving on to the last room and going into the right before the boss fight. So let's see what this looks like. Let's see if there are any champion characters. And so it's two champions. So I think let's see, what do I have here for friends? So I'm gonna go ahead and use. So Crazy is in my guild. I'm gonna use his Polar Pounding. See if we can freeze these guys. Because these guys, when they're champions, if they're hurt by a lot, they can do quite a bit more damage to you. So that one guy's frozen. We're going to focus on. We're just going to try to take him out quickly. And so hopefully Willow. Actually, this is a good time to use spreading panic, because we might just get them to run away, and that's best case scenario if they just run away before they can actually do any damage to our team. So hopefully he doesn't do too much damage here. This might hurt. We'll have to see what happens. So, okay, he didn't do too much damage to Willow. Let's go ahead and use a health potion. I get so many health potions from the portals and things. Harder dungeons, I just use them. I never run out. I almost always have 50 or more. I never buy the things, so whenever I feel like I need to use them, I just use them. So now we're going into the boss fight. So far, this dungeon has been significantly easier than I thought. The dungeon right before this, I just did before I made the video, and it was actually quite difficult. And that's why I decided to make a video for this dungeon, because like, wow, the second to last dungeon here is pretty tough. Maybe the last one's going to be even more difficult. So I'm not going to use. Now the question is, do I actually want to use Willow's ability here that hits everyone and risk potentially? I think I will. So I'm going to hit everyone and just hope that it doesn't do too much damage where I end up, just taking a ton of damage from these guys. Let's use let's use this double chop. Maybe we can actually take one guy out. So these guys are pretty strong. So they're taking a good amount of hits here, and you can see that they're doing some pretty good damage. But now we're going to go ahead and start to be able to buff our team. So Chief Nub Nub will buff our team here and give increased attack and defense. And at the same time, we'll use Stone Fist to decrease. This ability is really nice, so it decreases the attack and defense of the opponents and just really gives me a big leg up on the opponents here. And now I can start using these abilities and start to do a lot more damage. I think next time I get the Stone Fist, I'm going to go ahead and use his ability to taunt. Oh man, Tasumi's low. So, but we can now heal up with Chief Nub Nub. And it's a hard decision sometimes there to keep Tasume maybe low and then just taunt with Stone Fist. But I don't know if these guys have some abilities where if they can hit Stone Fist first and then hit someone else, they can kind of bypass the his taunt there. And I just want to kind of play it safe and not have to deal with that. So I'm just gonna keep Tasume kind of at higher health and not have to worry as much about him actually just dying. Let's use Chief Nub Nub's ability and haste Willow. So she does quite a bit more damage than Chief Nub Nub, so it makes sense to give her haste so she can attack twice. And so now she'll do 1, 2, and you see 2 attacks, and it takes the final guy out. So that's pretty sweet. So I finished chapter 19 now. I'm going to go ahead and go back and finish that one dungeon where I only have 2 stars to finish it up and get some Lady Nimrel tokens. I'm actually starting to get her pretty close to 5 stars, which will be awesome. And it's always great finishing these last chapters because you get 50 gems and just a lot of nice good stuff here. So let's see what what's that quest? Probably finishing chapter 19, right? I'll probably get some more. So we get 8 more tokens for Lady Nimrel. Let's see how high she is. And I actually just ascended her. So I got her first ascension. Let's look at her really fast. So I ascended her once. I still have to get her last ability here that I just got as new. Slowly leveling that up. I'll get it to 52 pretty soon. But now I just need one more ascension on her. And really the only difficult thing I need is this guy right here. So what's that, Diamond Evo maybe? I don't know. Let's see if we can see what that is. Yep, a Diamond Evo. So those are pretty rare, but sometimes I come across a Diamond Evo. Once I get that, these Fire Evo Monarchs, I can get those reasonably quickly. And hopefully pretty soon I'll have her be fully ascended and maybe even 5 stars. So she's getting pretty close to 5 stars. But let's look at the campaign one more time. So chapter 20, that's really all I have left is chapter 20 and 21. So quite a few dungeons in each chapter now. Let's see what the first one is here. So recommended level 53. You can see again, bunch of champions, 6 stars, 5 stars, 4 stars. So the dungeons as a whole are getting more difficult. That last one wasn't too tough, but as a whole they are pretty difficult. I will probably be making a bunch of videos now as I try to finish up the campaign. You can see I'm moving closer to max level, getting my heroes stronger, and I'll hopefully finish the campaign pretty soon. I like doing the dungeons that are more difficult, and hopefully they keep coming out with more events. I really like doing the events and showing you guys ways to get 3 stars on the hard dungeons. So thanks for watching again. Keep coming back for more, and I will be releasing another video tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. So peace.